Good evening once again. So, good evening, all of you. I am Padma Priya and I am here with you to share a glance of how our logical reasoning program for IMO relate. Not only IMO, its logical reasoning is always found in NSO, IMO, IEO, everywhere. So, for that purpose of whatever the Olympiad exams you are writing, you definitely need to have an idea of logical reasoning, because a logical reasoning is a particular section which gives you better scoring. So how logical reasoning is helpful to you? How should you prepare for it? What would be our program motto? How will we be taking these concepts? All will be knowing in this session. So let's start the session for the day. So what are the things that we are going to discuss today? First, we'll see that. Introduction to logical reasoning. First, I'll introduce you to what is logical reasoning. Then, how it helps you. How LR is helpful to children. LR means logical reasoning. Why special coaching for logical reasoning preparation? So, why do we need coaching? That is also important to be known. So, when we go out for something, like for example, even when you buy a vehicle or when you go for buying a dress, you need to look for its purpose, you need to look for its cost, you need to look for how it looks on you, you need to look of how many times you are going to use, what is the purpose of it, many things. The same way, when you start learning something, there should be certain reasons for learning it. How easily is it going to be understood to you? How can you approach to it? Why is it necessary for you? How is it going to help you in future? All this we think. So that is what we'll be discussing in today's session. And we'll see what type of questions in generally you get it in logical reasoning section of your Olympiad exam. Queries. After all this part, you'll be having a query session where you'll be given a scope to speak out. Till that, all of you will be in mute because it is a demo session. So let's start first of all with the introduction of logical reasoning. So when coming to introduction of logical reasoning, the mental relationship between cause and effect is called reasoning. First of all, we'll understand what is reasoning. When something is happening, whatever the action happens, there would be a reason for it, and after result will be there for it. So when you write your exam, you'll get a result. If you have worked hard, your result would be much better. If you averagely have made your hard work for the exam, you'll get a moderate result. So depending on the type of action, there will be a result for it. So this relationship between the action and result, or cause and the effect, is called as reasoning. Reasoning is both art and science. That is, it is something we understand and do as well. So reasoning is not only necessary to be particularly related to science also, it's related to art also. So logical, I'll give you a simple example, children. Logical reasoning is not something a bigger thing, or it's not a rocket science. It is something which every individual will be using even before he starts speaking. When your hands are dirty, you don't know how to speak. Think that you are 2 years or 1 year. Even if your hands are dirty, or if you are stuck with it, not even hands dirty. If you have got hurt somewhere in your hand, what will a small baby do? Immediately she starts crying and she points out to the mother or whoever the person over there that she got hurt over there. So this is a logic. What is the logic there? You got hurt in your hand and you're showing your hand. There the communication is not happening, but still the logic is existing. So logical reasoning is one such thing which happens the very moment when people start being with the socialization. That is, when you start being with other people, you become logical. You look into the people, you react to them, you answer to them, you say your problems, you show your feelings. All these are logics. Logical reasoning is a key element for sound critical thinking. So this is the main motto of our program. So our Olympiad classes program, which we are conducting for logical reasoning, the main motto of our program is this one. It's a key element for sound critical thinking. So logics everyone will be using, even a layman who doesn't go to school, everyone who is not even educated uses logics. But what is the special need of getting a coaching for this? To improve your critical thinking. Critical thinking is always a very basic thing for the higher scorers or for better achievers. And For that critical thinking, logical reasoning acts as a foundation. So that's why logical reasoning is very important. It is a foundation for maths, computer science, and many other disciplines. Competitive exams such as science and maths, Olympiads, aim to gauge students' progress in lifelong skills. So why do we have logical reasoning in Olympiads? So logical reasoning is always related with all the subjects we said. And it is also correlated with Olympiads of maths and science. Why is it being correlated? Because logical reasoning is one such thing which a person needs as a lifelong skill. So that is why you need to have more focus on it. Now, how does it help you? So how does logical reasoning help you? Let us see. It strengthens your brain. So as I've said, logical reasoning is a foundation for critical thinking. So what all things you can build up to become a better critical thinker? Let us see. The first one is strengthens your brains. So it makes your brain more sharper. It enhances your focus. Focus means it's not only the particular way of observation. When you do your work, you need to have more and more of focus. So focus means concentration also, we can say. One way it is also a concentration. So that is also improved because of your logical reasoning. Makes children practical. So whenever you learn something, it's not necessary to be theoretical always. Logical reasoning makes you make a picture of things in your mind. Like for example, you need to feel the things which is going out practical. Like if I say, you are standing here, I ask you to turn to your left. So first of all, when you before turn to your left, you make a picture in your mind. Okay, this is my left, so I need to turn this way. This is my right, I need to turn this way. So you make a picture of it and then you practically apply it. So such logical, scopes of learning and imagination and applying it to practically is always observed in logical reasoning. Improving logical reasoning skills as a part of higher order thinking skills is an important objective of education. So what is the meaning of it is, if you improve your LR skills, automatically your higher order skills, that is HOTS, the way you work out on your HOTS is always improved because of your LR. Develop their problem solving skills, testing aptitude, analytical thinking, confidence, competitive spirit, and hence their overall development at an young age. So logical reasoning helps you to develop in many aspects. As I've said, it is a foundation for critical thinking. If you want to improve your critical thinking, you need many aspects of it. What are those aspects? They are mentioned here. Problem solving skills. You will improve your level of thinking of how to solve a problem. Testing aptitude. You will feel much comfortable in solving or taking part in tests, and your way of approaching towards any particular question by testing whether the things are going right or wrong with it will be better. Analytical thinking, which is very, very important, which is right, which is wrong, which is good, which is bad, how to do, how not to do, what not to do, is all analytical thinking. It develops your confidence. So this is very important for everyone. Confidence is always needed to become a better person. Competitive spirit. So your competitive spirit is also improved. So all these are the various aspects which are improved because of this LR. And since you are properly guided to how to improve your LR using certain tips and tricks, you will get all this knowledge at a very young age. Why special coaching for LR? Okay, logics is very important. Ma'am, you said even a small child, even a layman knows the basic logics and basic reasonings. Then why do we need a coaching for it? There is a reason. LR is always a part of, oh, 1 second, there's something missing over here. Please exclude this. I think it's something gone wrong. Okay, fine. The special preparation is needed for IMO exam, as it is not only support for the better scoring, but it also has a motto to lay a strong foundation for the students for their upcoming competitive exams. So here we are talking about one particular example called IMO. So it's not only IMO here, you can consider IEO, NSO, where all you get LR. In all those coachings we are talking about. So the special preparation for all these exams you make out. And in all these exams, you have LR. Is not only support for better scoring, but it is also a motto to lay a strong foundation for the students for their upcoming competitive exams. So when you want to compete with these exams, either it could be level 1 or it could be level 2. In all these levels, if you want to compete, you should always see that your LR is strong, because it is one of the major sections which helps you to score better. The uniqueness of this program is to focus on extra edge of the student. So here, what are you supposed to do? You need to focus on the extra edge of your learning. So learning the routine things is very easy, but you want to become a better scorer, definitely the key points which is misleading you or which is misguiding you need to be concentrated. So that is called as extra edge focus, and sharpens your skills, giving them a head start and make them emerge as a toppers. So when you take up a special coaching for such simple things with easy techniques, time saving is done, you will become a better scorer in that particular subjects, which ultimately lead you to better score in these exams like IMO, IEO, NSO, whatever it is. It's not only these Olympiad exams, children. Once you have a good foundation on LR, you can go through any competitive exams out of your schooling. Like nowadays, any competitive exam, either you take any, if you want to go abroad for studying, you need to give certain entrance exams. You need to go for certain other universities for study. You need to get any government jobs. There are many sector of examinations which you need to come across. In all those exams, most of the exams, you will find LR as a part. So once if you start learning this LR at a very young age, there you don't need any particular special preparation for that, because you have been constantly practicing it throughout the years. Now, the concept is, we have discussed how LR is applied, how is it important, why do we need a coaching? Now, how does MTG program for LR help you? Let us see. The main features of this online program for logical reasoning are live classes. We provide live classes for the children. So please do not mind, I'm getting the messages. Please check out your connections who are not able to hear firstly. And second thing, you will be given enough time to ask your queries. So please keep waiting, because we have a query session at the end. At the end, we will give you scope to speak out. Because there are many children in the class. If one is being given a chance to speak, others start speaking. So hope you understand, and please cooperate with us. We will give you the enough scope to speak out or to clear your doubts in the query session. So our program's main feature is live classes. We provide live classes where you'll have a mentor in front of you who will be guiding you with each and every small tip and trick in solving a question. We'll be giving you varieties of questions, and they will guide you if you have any doubts there and then. Online course book. The next advantage of our program is online course book. We provide you course books where you can understand the concepts and also have enough practice over it. Small batches. The main beautification thing of our program is we maintain small batches, which makes every child get even chance to take part in the class actively. Simple tips and tricks. However, logical reasoning is all about logics, but for certain concepts of logical reasoning, you need to have certain simple trick where hundreds of questions can be solved in simple minutes with that trick or tip. Every time you need not imagine a bigger picture. Once if you get a small tip, like for example, if you want to solve a question of images, there are many types of images: water images, mirror images, vertical inverse reflection, horizontal reflection, like that. There are many concepts. Of course, I'm not talking to all age groups. I'm just giving an example. In those cases, one simple tip will be existing, which we'll be taking up in the session, which helps you to solve out any type of images question so easy. there will be direction sense test. There are certain basic tips you need to understand. So if you understand that tip, every time you go into solving a direction sense question, it will be very easy with certain basic tips. Blood relations. How do you correlate with people? There are many. This is a very big problem which I see even in adults. I don't know what is relation. That person is my uncle's mother's daughter's daughter. How do you correlate with them? How are they related to you? Many people have such doubts, but there are certain basic tips which can help you to solve such questions. They are not only always asked in an exam. In a day-to-day life, you'll be seeing, I don't know such relation. If this is elder to us, if she's lady, auntie. If she's man, uncle. That's it. People follow such rules. No. Every relation has a name. So you can learn or relate to such relations with simple tips. Challenging exercises. So solving out the very basic questions will never you lead to a top ranker. So you need to better yourself by improving your level of solving. So which would be provided only by grading system. At the direct go, I can't give you a very higher level question. I can't call up a 4th class student and give him a graded question of 8th class. So you should be constantly graded for it. So your challenging level would be increased level by level, level 1, level 2, level 3. We will grade our concepts and questions that way. Query session. So you'll have enough chance and scope to clear all your doubts and queries. Sorry, again, if there are any new joinees, again, I like to say, please wait for some time. All your doubts will be cleared. And our team is also constantly responding to you all by giving you links and all those things in the chat box also. So please wait, your queries will be cleared in the query session. Well-planned, timely assessment. So what you learn is equally important of how you practice. If you don't practice, you have learned, for example, you have learned riding your cycle. You are a fast rider. After a few years, you have never cycled again. So you lose your practice. You cannot be cycling as fast as you were doing it before. So everything needs properly practice. In the same way, apart from practicing, when it is a concept of getting learning some new concepts, you need a proper timely assessment of what you are learning, how you are learning, how you are grading up yourself. To check all those things, we need timely assessments, which will be completely provided. For every session, you'll be given assessments. After every week, you'll be given assessments. After the program, assessments. So there are many level of assessments where you can properly look into your scoring and grade up yourself. You can even also have a scope of observing in which topic you're going down and in which topic you're scoring good, so that you can properly plan your schedules accordingly to that topic. Please do not ask access for screen sharing or whatever it is.
Students, if anybody is asking for recording, recording will be available within 24 to 48 hours on MTG's YouTube channel. So we will share the links in the groups. They can see and watch the recording later if they want.
So as if now no access is given to anyone to access the screen share. So it's only to the host and the co-host. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
You can ask your queries only in the query session. Please be patient. Everyone will be given a chance to speak out. Now, in our program, our main concentration is to explain you or to train you to answer each and every type of question that you get in your Olympiad exam. Either it could be a reasoning exam, IMO, IEO, whatever the Olympiad exam you write, you have logical reasoning part in it. In that, what all the various types of questions you get, you should be in a position to answer all those things. For that, I'll give you certain sample questions, what will be given in the logical reasoning concepts. And the samples which I'm going to show here, since this is a demo session, I again repeat, please be concentrate. This is a demo session for all the children from grade 2 to grade 8. And the sample questions which I'm going to show you now as examples are not particularly graded to one class. I'm not going to show you all the examples of class 2 or all the examples of class 8. There are different questions from different levels. So lower grade children never feel that this is so tough. I can't solve this logical reasoning question. This is an example. This is not the actual class. Here I'm talking to you. I'm saying to you of how the program is going to. Because certain queries I get in a chat box that, ma'am, this is a very tough question. This is not of my level. I study in class 4. Such difficult questions I can't solve. I don't want to be in the part of the program. No, this question is a sample to show you how the program is going to be. Because here we have children from class 2 to class 8. So I have graded all the examples, keeping in mind all the children. So this is just a sample. I'm not teaching you the question. I'm not going to explain you the question. I'll just show them as a sample of how they are going to be. That's it. So in logical reasoning, we generally find various types of questions that helps us to improve various skills of children like observation, thought-provoking, multiple intelligence, etc. So when you want to solve a logical reasoning question, the very important thing is you should have a very good observation. If it is a picture-based question, logical reasoning will be of basically 2 types: picture-based, non-picture-based. Verbal, which is all text; non-verbal, which is pictorial. So picture and non-picture questions will be there. If you want to solve any picture question, definitely your observation should be much better. So when you do more and more of questions, you'll get a good observation skill. Then thought-provoking. When you want to solve any verbal question, that is the text-based question or the observation, you should think in many perceptions towards it. So your thought-provoking is also developed. Multiple intelligence. So what is this multiple intelligence? You'll be learning how to correlate. You'll be learning how to imagine. You'll be learning how to, your perception of the thing would be changed. So there are many other aspects where certain examples can help you to understand what is this complete list of items. Or series completion. So what are the various type of questions? Patterns. You'll get patterns questions. These patterns could be on numbers, alphabets, pictures, shapes, whatnot. Coding and decoding. So this type of coding, decoding, you'll be seeing like when you play a treasure hunt. There are many ways of logical reasoning improvements. Like you can play treasure hunt, you can play role play, you can play, stacking, sorting, queuing. So there are many other ways of logical reasoning improvements, but those are activities. All those are activities. Like if you want to play a treasure hunt game, you need to have a good grip over coding. They'll give you a certain riddle or a code. Using it, you need to decode it. You need to understand what is being hidden in those sentences and then solve it. So this coding and decoding, which you are going to learn in LR, will help you in your practical situations like treasure hunt games, whatever it is you play. So mind games are there, brain stormers are there. So there are many versions of improving logical reasoning. Analogy and classification. As I've said, sorting, classifying, finding which is odd. All these are analogy and classification. Ranking test. So how are you ranked? Like for example, in a what do you call? You have went for a shopping mall and you are standing in front of an ice cream cart. So there is a very big queue for the ice cream cart. So from the person who is selling, if you see you are in the 10th place, but from the last person, in which place are you there? So ranking would be there. Like for example, in your class, you are in the top 5. So from the end of the class, are you in which rank? So all these are ranking. Like people are standing from north to south. From north, he is in one rank. From south, in which rank he is? So there are many versions of questions. Alphabet test. Alphabet test, all of you know the very basic alphabets A to Z. But there is many things that could be done with these alphabets. Like you can put the ranking for these alphabets from 1 to Z. A to Z as 1, 2, 3, 4. Reversely, from Z also, 1, 2, 3, 4, till A becomes 26. Like that. So there are many different perceptions of observing the simple things. Embedded figures. Embedded figures are something, the hidden figures you can say. So in a very big picture, there will be certain part which you need to observe, where you need to crucially observe the picture, then only you can find the part hidden in it. Mirror and water images. So like if you can always see in a river, the image of a hill is been falling, or if you stand at the bank, you feel your image is falling it. So what is the difference between you and the image in the water? What is the difference between you and the image in the mirror? So there are certain basic tricks which would be understood to see the difference. Direction sense. So the very basic directions are four, you all know, north, east, south, west. So there are many different perceptions of observing these four directions in our daily life. Logical Venn diagram. Venn diagrams is talking about the simple perceptions of occupations or people around us and how are they related. That is logical Venn diagrams. So these are the very basic list of topics which will be covered in your LR program. And all these are the various types of questions which you'll be getting in your Olympiad section of your, logical reasoning section of your Olympiad exam. These are the various types of questions. Some may be for certain grades and some may be for the other grades. So let us see a sample example of every type of question of all this. Again, I tell you children, please do not consider that this question is only for one particular grade. It is difficult for me or it is easy for me. Don't think like that. I'm not here to explain you the concept. I'm here to say you what sort of questions you get. That's it. Like, look at this picture. This is a pattern completion. So sorry, the moment I start the questions, I know that I'm going to get this type of chats. So please do not ask me for giving you chance to give the answer. I'm not going to give you chance because I am not taking up the class. Please understand. I appreciate you if you give the answers in the chat box. Yes, there are many children who started giving me the options. I appreciate it, but always see that it is just a demo to show you how a program is going to be. Okay, so look at this question. This is a series or pattern question. That is, there are certain patterns which is followed basing on the shape and also the number. So the important thing you need to remember is, here the numbers are going as 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, all those things. Then automatically you can say the middle number is 14. But this 14 is given. But what shape is also important. Because there are many options of 14. You know it is 14, but what shape is apt for this 14? You are looking the pattern in the numbers. Now we need to look the pattern in the shapes also. This is a triangle which has 3 corners. This is a square which has 4 corners. This is a shape which has 5 corners. This is a shape which has 6 corners. And this is a shape which has 8 corners. If you observe, you can see that the number of corners, if you make into 2, you'll get the number inside. Similarly, 4 into 2, 8. 5 into 2, 10. 6 into 2, 12. Then here the number inside is 14. Then how many sides should this shape have, or how many corners should it have? 7. So only in here you have 7 corners. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 and 7. So there are 7 corners. So you should be very careful with that. So these type of questions when you solve, you need to observe carefully because it has 2 parts. Number pattern, picture pattern. Both are related to each other. So these type of combinations, when you observe carefully, you can solve the logical reasoning questions. You know, to see the patterns in pictures, very common. In numbers, very common. But see, in logical reasoning, you are getting a combination of this both. So that is a speciality of LR. Perfect to know, very good to see. All your answers are right in the chat box. I upload for you. So here is a coding and decoding question. So as I've said, coding is you give certain nicknames or short names or alternative names for certain objects, people, pictures, alphabets, numbers, whatever it is. Using that alternates, you need to find the actual code or you should decode it. Look at this, certain letters are given as coded here. Now, what is the code for the credit? So if you want to solve this question, you need to observe the code for each and every letter. What is the code for C? 7. R, 9. E, 2. D, 4. I, 5. T, 0. So where is your answer? 79245 in option A. Sorry. 7925, isn't it? 1 second. 792450. It is an option B. This way. Okay. So this is coding and decoding. Like certain codes are given for letters, and for our whatever the word is asked, you are uncoding it. I mean decoding it and giving the answer. Analogy and classification. So analogy, as I've said, analogy and classification is something which you correlate between the objects or items and you sort out for which is completely different. So that is where you do the analogy and classification. Here is an example. See, here they have correlated between two items, bag and book. So bag and book are always correlated. Why? Because the book goes into a bag. The next thing, the similar manner, how is basket being correlated with? What do you connect basket with? So you don't put a pen in a basket. You don't put clothes in a basket. You don't put a hat in a basket. Obviously, you put fruits in a basket. So first thing is saying that the second object is going inside the first object. Same way, among the options, which one go inside the basket is your answer. Same sort of relation you should find, which is option B. Perfect answers, very nice. Ranking test. So ranking test, as I've said, when you're standing in a line or sitting in a circle, how do you position yourself? So this is a bit higher level question, but do not worry. As I've said, the questions are for all the grades from class 2 to class 8. This is an example of class 7 and 8 question. So in a class of 45 students, there are 45 children in the class. Harshit is in the 7th position from the top and Nitin is in the 9th position from the bottom. If Priyanka is exactly between them, find the position of Priyanka from the top. Is the question. So I'll just simply explain it. Do not mind, because if there are lower grade children, please do not mind saying that I didn't understand. My perception is not making you all to understand. My perception is make you to understand. These are the types of questions you get in the exams. So see here, like there are 45 children in the class. Like if you consider this is a class ranking from 1 to 45, totally there are 45 children. So Harshit is in the 7th position. So Harshit will be coming somewhere here and it is a 7th position. That means before Harshit, there are 6 ranks. 6 ranks means automatically 6 students are there. Similarly, now if you observe, Nitin is in the 9th place from the bottom. So from the bottom, if you observe, Nitin is in the 9th place. So this is Nitin. So when he is in the 9th place, from this direction, he is in the 9th place. That means before him, there are 8 students. Below him, not before him, below him. Below him, there are 8 students. 8 students here and plus 1 Nitin. 6 students here and plus 1 Harshit. 7 students. So till here, 7 students have gone, and till Nitin, 9 students have gone. Totally, how many children are gone? 16 children are gone. The class is total strength of 45. So from the 45, if you remove 16, you're getting it as 29. So in between, there are 29 children. In the 29 children, Priyanka is exactly between them. So exactly between them means in 29 children, 14 should be above Priyanka and 14 should be below Priyanka. Then only she'll be exactly between Harshit and Nitin. So 14 children, Harshit to Priyanka, there are 14 children in between. Priyanka to Nitin, 14 children are there in between. So what is the position of Priyanka? 6 children, Harshit and 14 children. So 7 plus 14, if you see, 21 children have gone before Priyanka. Then automatically her rank is 22. So B is the right answer. So perfect. It is answer B. Many has given answers right. Very good. Don't bother. Very good. No problem. Even being in the lower class, you have made a trial and you just reached out very near to the answer. I appreciate it. So very good. So it's not that every child should be able to solve every question. As I've said, it is just a sample to show you what sort of questions are there. But since I've shown a question, it's not fair enough that I skip it out just by showing the example. I need to explain it also. So for that purpose, I'm explaining. That's it. Now here is the next question. Alphabet test. Alphabet test, if you see, as I've said you, alphabets would be ranked. They'll be given different ranks from starting or from the ending. Some numbers are given which are numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Find the combination of numbers so that the letters are arranged accordingly to form a meaningful word. So certain letters are there here. For these letters, certain numbers are given. Now this is jumbled letters. This jumbled letters, if you arrange it properly, you get a meaningful word. What is that meaningful word? You need to find it. No need to specify your grade, children. Whichever grade you are, you can try it. It is just a sample questions. Okay, don't bother. Ma'am, I'm the lower grade. How can I solve it? Please do not say that. No one is of lesser ability. You have enough ability of your level. So don't feel difficulty by looking at the question. Maybe the question not be of your level. If you are from class 2 or class 3, the question may be of higher levels. So don't bother with it. It is just a sample, children. Okay, now let us see what meaningful word can be found. One way is you should have a good English ability to solve this unjumble this. The other way you can do, the simple way is arrange it as per the options. Arrange it as per these options. What is, for example, I'll show you one option how to solve. So 3, what is 3W? Next 1, what is 1E? 5, what is 5I? 2, what is 2G? Next 4, what is 4H? And 6, what is T? WEIGHT. What is the word form here? Weight. So that way you need to observe the things and then solve it. So that means automatically these 3 options are going wrong. If you want, you can check it out. D we will check out. See what is D? Starting with 3, that is W. Next 2, that is G. Next 1, E. 5, I. Next 4, 4 is H. And then 6 is T. See, IHT. It's not making a meaningful word. They're asking us to make a simple, meaningful word of English, which is weight. So option A is the right answer. Embedded figures. Embedded figures are something where you need to find the hidden picture in a given picture. Like, see, this part you should observe in the given pictures, this part. In which of these figures you find this part is the question. See here, if you observe carefully, you can see that you have one slanting line this way and 2 slanting lines in the same direction, one bigger one, the other smaller one. And how are these 2 slanting lines there? This is making this one slanting line into 2 equal half parts. This is the important thing you should observe. So here, is there any half parts made? No. Here, is there any half parts made? No. Here, is there? Yes. See, this slant line is there. It can make this 2 half parts. This is a bigger one and this is a smaller one, and it is dividing it this backward slash into this 2 equal parts this way. So C is the right option. So you need to observe carefully to see which part is present in which figure. Mirror and water images, as I've said. So depending on how you observe the picture, I mean, what sort of image is asked is important. Horizontally, you are looking for water image. Vertically, you are looking for mirror image. So like here is a sample question of it. Ma'am, please remove my screen share, please. My screen is hanging. Can I speak to the host?
Yes, ma'am. Just give me a minute. So you can stop sharing and start sharing again.
I'm not able to, ma'am, because my screen is hanged. I'm not able to do anything.
Okay, just give me a minute. Please share again.
1 second. I'm just coming out. Am I visible, ma'am?
Yes.
Please let me out of the Zoom meeting, please. I'm not able to. To see my screen? Yes. So these are the mirror and water images which I was talking about. Here you can clearly see. So an umbrella which is named as rain over it, you need to find out what sort of image you get when a mirror is standing in front of it. So there are certain basic tips. Of course, now you can use the basic logics and solve it. But once you start coming out to the classes, once the program is on, when the topic is being taken up, the very beginning of the topic will give you certain basic tips and tricks for solving this. That tip can help you. Like if you want to solve this type of question in a minute or go, but using the trick, you can solve it in a very less time. So your speed of working out is definitely increased. So it's a simple question and you can clearly see that the image for this is option B. So now let's see the next one. Here it is option B. Direction sense. So here it's a very simple question which is given. This complete picture is made into 8 parts. So in all the 8 parts, it is being divided. My screen share is paused. Okay, fine. Now let's continue. Here you can see that you need to observe Tisha's direction and she is facing Doraemon. Where is Doraemon here? This particular place. Here is Doraemon. From here, she makes half turn to the left. To the left of Doraemon, she need to turn. So like this. Half turn means exactly equal in the opposite direction. So totally there are 8. Half of 8 is 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now she is facing Tweety. So from Doraemon, she reached to Tweety. Next. What is the next step they're asking? She need to make a turns of 5/8 to the right side. 5/8 means out of the 8 parts, she need to make 5 parts turn. So from Tweety, she is here now. Next, again, she need to go for Tommy, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Doraemon, and Minnie Mouse. See, totally 8 parts are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So from Tweety, she has come to Minnie Mouse. So this is the position or the direction which Trisha is facing. So for solving these questions also, there are certain tricks like half of left turn, 5/8 of right turn. So there are certain tricks that you can usually observe for it that you'll be learning in the sessions. There you can understand and solve it. Logical Venn diagram. As I've said, we'll be correlating or relating many occupations or many relations in the society. Like here we are talking about females, doctors, and patients. So there are many females, but not necessarily all the females are doctors and patients. There are many doctors, but not necessarily always a doctor is a female or a patient. Patients are there. So there is no rule that doctor should never be ill. Doctor also can be ill at times. So a patient can be a doctor as well as a female. So there are basic relations between certain turns of the society which are given. So here you cannot make like this. So doctor is always different, patient is always different. You cannot make it. So what sort of relation are there? If you make this as females, like if you observe it here, females, doctors, patients. So you can see some females are doctors. You can see some doctors are patients. You can see some patients are females. And this is a place which is saying female doctors who are patients. So there are certain logics and tips for solving this type of questions also. So this is one sample out of it. So here is a query session. Now I would like request Usha ma'am to continue further.
Thank you, Priya ma'am. So students, this was the type of questions that Padma Priya ma'am has discussed. What kind of questions asked, which have been asked in Olympiad exams for logical reasoning section. So students, I would like to tell you that logical reasoning classes are going to start from Monday. That is 1st of May for grade 5, 6, for grade 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the classes are going to start from Monday. And for grade 2 and 3, the classes are going to start from 15th of May. So those who are interested in joining MTG online classes for logical reasoning or any other subject, they can fill up this form, the Google form link that I have shared in the link. So I'm just typing it once again. I can see students are still typing the answers. Students, please do not type answers repeatedly. Because, yeah, this is just filling the inbox again and again. So, students, I have shared this Google form link once again in the group. So those who are interested in joining MTG's online classes for any subject, they can fill up this form and our team will get in touch with them. So our classes for NSO, IMO, logical reasoning and English are starting from next week onwards. So those who are interested, they can fill up this form and our team will get in touch with them. So dear parents and students, those who have any queries, they can raise their hands. So I will unmute them one by one and we'll take up their queries. And for more information, you can visit our website also, www.mtg.in for online classes section. So all the details related to online classes are available there. The schedule, timings, class syllabus, and days, everything is mentioned there. So you can fill up, you can either fill up the form or you can go to this website link where you will find the information related to online classes. Okay, so we will take up the queries one by one now. I'll start unmuting one by one so we can answer the queries. Okay, so first of all, Khan, somebody with name Khan sir has raised their hand. So please unmute yourself and ask your question.